Tom walks through.
Hello everyone, user Pie is Good for All recently asked me what I think about violent video games and sort of the controversy that has come up around them lately. So I think, first and before, that violent video games in terms of protecting the agency of parents to decide what their children watch are in a really good place. Ugh, awkwardly bend down here. So if you look at like Halo here, Halo 4, mature rating right in the bottom right corner, that's like really easy to see. The ESRB, it's worth saying, is in a voluntary industry-created organization. That's not something that the government mandated be on video games at all. And yet it's on, like, every video game that you've bought in the last... since the ESRB was created. So it's working really well, I think. Parents that are still buying super violent video games for their 4-year-olds are just doing a really bad job of parenting, and there's no way to account for that. But that's really, a little bit beside the issue. The reason why violent video games have been in the news lately is because of the Sandy Hook shootings. So, obviously, massive tragedy. My thoughts go out to everyone involved in that. And so the thing here is that both the shooters at Columbine and the shooters at Sandy Hook did play violent video games reportedly. I don't know. I've actually not found a news article that says straight up that that's true. I've seen them claim someone else is saying that it's true, which is odd. But alright, so here's the thing, is that I wouldn't be surprised at all, because in both of these cases, the shooters were of a demographic that plays video games in a massive percentage. So if I wanted to think of who was going to shoot up a school, I would guess male, I would guess white, because most serial killers are white. I would guess teenaged or close to teenaged, because for whatever reason at that age people are just really angry. There's hormones and everything, and you're disenfranchised. It doesn't feel like you have control over your own life at all, and that sort of thing all plays into do something drastic and really stupid and tragic. So I think that any studies that would have to be done concerning violent games and violent activities, mass shootings, whatever you want to go with to look into, I think that they'd have to be very careful to separate out correlation and causation. So correlation is just two things that go together. If you looked up the rise of Facebook and the rise of Google, well, Google came around a little bit before Facebook, but if you plotted that on like a 100-year plot, it would look like they both went up at exactly the same time. Like rose in popularity and usage. And it would be wrong to say that one of them caused the other, but they're correlated because they both have to do with the rise of internet usage, right? So I think that similarly, a lot of people that do violent things play violent games simply because they're of a violent demographic. That does not necessarily mean that the violent games are causing the violent activities. So I think there's been some starting research that maybe has shown that, like, aggressive feelings, not violence, but like aggressive feelings are associated with playing violent video games. But nothing has definitively shown anything about a link to actually cause violence. Those studies would be really, really hard to do. But that's what the vice president has called for, Joe Biden. He wants to see those studies done. I don't really think that that's a problem. I'm not too concerned about the results of that. I'm sure that they will be normalized against, you know, the effects of violent movies or things like that. And really that this is just an example of our culture, well, the old people in our culture not fully understanding video games. And so yeah, it's the new scary thing. It's what comic books were a long time ago. It's what rap music was a long time ago. It's scary and new, and any problems in the world that are facing our youth are clearly caused by this new form of media. And I think that that's really the root of the issue, and not actually that video games cause violence. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching, and leave a like if you like this. Love you all. Bye-bye.